My name is Lizzie and I'm back again with another interesting video. And welcome to today's classes. So, guys, today we are going to talk about different machines, different functionalities, depending on what you want to stitch and which part of the garment and what design.
So guys, the first machine I'm gonna talk about is this. First, I'm gonna start with the machines that I use, and I feel like these are the most basic machines you can have as a tailor or a fashion designer. Yeah, if you want to sew using a machine. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the ones that I have first before I show you the rest of the machines, because there's so many and I have like over 40 different machines that I want to show you guys. Yeah, so this is the embroidery machine. Embroidery machine basically makes decorative stitches on a garment. You can use it to decorate tablecloths, you can use it to decorate shirts, dresses. It has zigzag stitches. The next basic machine I'm gonna talk about is the overlock machine. Overlock machine helps in sealing, or rather closing off the edges of a fabric from the inside. Yeah, so because there are fabrics that's fray, so this helps with neatening on the inside of the garment. Yeah, and this is just by the way, this is my toolkit. When you have machines, you need to have a toolkit. Yeah, so this is my toolkit. It has a bit of drivers to help with adjusting the machine parts, tightening them and repairing if there's a problem. There are other more toolkits. And then this right here is my everything. I mean, this is the most basic sewing machine. It's a straight stitch machine, so you use it to make straight stitches on garments. It's the most basic stitch machine. It can only do straight stitch. Yeah, so the machines I'm gonna talk about today have a common characteristics, that is they are all driven by electricity. So they are called industrial electric sewing machines. So the sewing machines are all connected to a power source and they are driven by a motor. So as you can see, there's a motor right there underneath, and each and every one has a motor, meaning they use electricity, and they have a power button to start and to put it off. Yeah, so what I'm gonna show you today is basically electric sewing machines. There are so many different types. Number one is the curtain eyelet machine. It's used to make holes in the curtains and bind them. It goes for around $150. Next is this snap button machine, which goes for around $400, or rather 40,000 Kenya shillings. Yeah guys, so I'm gonna explain how the functionality and the price range. This is not the exact price in the market, but it's an estimation. Next we have this nice industrial steam iron box that is used for, it goes for $150 or 15K. Next we have this lock stitch machine that also goes for $650, or rather 65,000 Kenya shillings. And then we have this one that is used to close bags, that goes for around $270. Then this one is used to putting or rather adding buttonholes on fabric, goes for around 200K or $2,000. Then we have another one here used for making tracksuits, that also goes for 200K or rather $2,000. Yeah, this one is specifically meant for tracksuits. And then there is a machine here called, this one's for hand flat knitting. If you want to knit a sweater, you don't have to use your hands. So this one is a basic one for knitting. It goes for $1,100 only, or rather 110K. And then this one is used for scarving or making scarves for 95K or $950. Yeah, it's used to cut pieces of garments like leather. There are the ones that are used also on steel. This one is a double walking foot that goes for around 200K or rather $2,000. This is how it looks at the back. Our next machine is the double needle split, but this one makes double stitches at the same time. It's mainly used for decorative purpose, and it goes for 85k, or rather $850. You can also make different stitches with it. You can adjust the stitch length to your preference. And then next, here I had talked about this earlier. This is just the overlock machine that I explained earlier, and it goes for 60k, or rather $600. Yeah, it's one of the basic machines that you need in order to construct a complete garment. It's used for knitting, yeah, it makes some zigzag stitches at the edge of the fabric. And this is also one I talked about at the beginning of this video, the straight stitch machine. This is the most basic. It does only straight stitch. It goes for around 45k, or rather $450 only. Yeah, so this is the most basic for beginners. If you want to begin stitching or sewing, yeah, you gotta get this one. This is a flat locks machine. It is used on t-shirts and tracksuits. It goes for around $950, rather 95,000 Kenya shillings. Then this is a button attaching machine. This is the back side. Yeah, so if you have a buttonhole machine, you also need one that attaches the buttons to the garment. This one goes for 95,000 Kenya shillings, or $950. So you use it to attach buttons on your garment after the garment is done. Also, this one I had explained earlier, that is an embroidery machine. It's one of the basic ones that is used for decorative stitches. It goes for 75k, or $750. It is used for decorating a garment, or rather making decorative stitches on a garment or on a fabric. And we have here another tracksuit machine. This is also specifically meant for tracksuits. Yeah, there are these kinds of stitches that you can only use this machine. Next, we have this is like a blade, or rather a round knife cut fabric cutter that cuts into very thick layers of fabric. It goes for $150. And now this last category has embroidery machines. So we have embroidery machines that are manual and some are computerized. Now this one is a computerized embroidery machine. And this one goes for 950k, or rather $9,500. Yeah, so the embroidery machines are advanced. You can have one that has two heads, like for example this one with two heads. We have the ones with one head. We have the ones with 3 heads, 6 heads, 10 heads, up to 12 heads. The bigger, the more complex the machine. And this category uses computer, so you just feed your information into your computer according to the settings you want, and then it is stitched on the fabric. Yeah, so this one is a one head, a computerized embroidery machine. And then there is also different ones. The prices depend on the size and the functions. Like the 2-head one goes for 950k, so this one is much cheaper. And then the 3 heads, 6 heads, 10 heads, they are much more expensive depending on the size. As you can see here, we have the 6-head machine. Yeah. So guys, comment down below and tell me which one is your favorite machine, or which one would you love to buy, or rather to explore. You see, there are so many different kinds.
So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching till this end. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. I hope you've learned something about clothing construction today, the different functions of different machines.